think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Well, shortly after almost getting run over by the asshole in a speedboat, I pushed into this little estuary here, and here's this nice little undersized sea bass. So let him go. Okay, it's a couple minutes later. Question for those of you that follow me, and I don't know if you happen to accidentally trip over my page here. So I've been out here a lot. Okay, I'm not a rookie by any means, but I wouldn't say I was an expert. Those are few and far between. So here's my question. Based on the fact that I've probably been in this river and different areas of it, probably 300-400 times in all kinds of weather, all types of tide conditions. I had mentioned earlier that just I think the clip, I don't know how they're going to go in the final edit, but when I'm gluing them and pasting them together, how they're going to wind up. But it should be in the clip just prior to this. When I caught and I think I called it a bass. It was a speckled trout, okay, a small speckled trout. Since then, I caught 6 or 7, and they're just coming so quick. And because I'm using my personal iPhone 13 Max Pro to videotape this instead of one of the cameras that I've still got to do reviews on. I've just been otherwise occupado. So I didn't have a chance to unsecure this out of the wet box or the dry box to record, and I'm kind of coming in because it's you can see this cloud, it's overhead, it's even more so, kind of, and I'm going over there. I thought that I would ask the question. Now, I know where the boat channels are. I know where the deeper water is. I know where the boats like to run. I know where they like to run wide open. I know where they don't want to be, and that's generally where I try to be, is where they don't want to be. Simply because I've got a shallower draft and I can get in skinny, and they can't, at risk of busting up the lower end of their outboards. Okay, so blah 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 blah. So when I cross major channels, I always yield. It doesn't matter if I have the right of way or not. I always yield, okay? And make my intentions very clear. If I'm coming head on to somebody and they're trying to go through the channel that I'm trying to cross, I will actually turn the nose of my kayak so it's very clear that I'm not going to try to go in front of them, that I'm passing outside of them, or I'm staying outside of them, and that or I'll wave them, but usually if anybody's got any sense and they've spent the money on some of these $200,000 boats that they've got running around out here, you'd think that they'd taken a boating course and a little bit familiar with boating and courtesy and stuff like that. So all that to say, I was going across this estuary or creek, and I'm not going to name out whole numbers because I've got those, but it was a set of boats. One was either navy blue or black hull, and he was just idling past me, and I was like, all right, cool. So I was quite a ways away from him, and he just idled past. And as he got past me, I looked up, and coming at me with just like this. Well, it appeared that way. Okay, obviously it wasn't. Was a mint green, very similar boat. Both of them center consoles, both of them full of families or whatever. And I might have mentioned that he was an asshole, one of them. Okay, so he slowed down, and I pointed my nose out away from the channel. He was coming this way, and we're kind of going right towards each other. And I pointed my nose that way so that I was obviously arcing away from the channel so that he could pass inside of me. And as I turned, he turned with me. Okay, kept pointing right at me. Finally, I just kind of went sideways to him, broadside to him, and he finally altered. And I think what happened is he saw the other boat and kind of throttled back and idled past me. And as he started getting to where there's no way that I could have gotten in front of him if I'd have tried, just kicking it, get in front of him, get run over, I turned in behind him and passed him from behind and just kind of coasted across the estuary. And they were just idling past me or whatever and caught up with the other boat. And what people don't realize is that voices carry a long way out here on the water. And one of the two idiots was talking about, oh, I don't throttle down for freaking kayaks. I run their asses over. Screw them. They don't belong out here. Words to that effect. But very clearly that he would run a kayaker over. And that got me thinking, I will defend myself. I will not just get ran down. I've been ran down. I've been ran into oyster beds. I've been ran up against the shore. At what point do you start defending yourself? Because now it's almost like a attempted homicide. Them coming at you like that with the intent to flip you or to run you over. At what point do you do that? I mean, I give way ways away. I mean, we're talking quarter of a mile. I'm looking at the point of their bow to see what their intentions are, and I'm steadily getting out of their way. And for them to say that, at what point do you bust out the pew pew and put one across the bow? Is that even okay? Personally, I don't. That's not something that I would live to enjoy. There's a lot of fish jumping over there. Speckled trout over there. Just give me your thoughts. When is it okay to defend yourself? Maybe drop a flare, up in the air or in this general direction. I don't know. So, give me your thoughts below. I'd like to have a conversation, an intelligent conversation, with the understanding that I'm not intentionally looking to cause problems, but I'm not looking to get dead either. So I'll probably wrap this up with that, and I've got a ways to go. It's starting to sprinkle, and again, it was a pair of center consoles. One was either navy blue hull, or I've got these polarized lenses, so navy blue and black look very similar, but the mint green stood out like a whore in church. And they're traveling together on the May River. And I very clearly heard one of them tell the other one, I run those sons of bitches over. Or kayaks. I run kayaks over. Disconcerting that people are that big of idiots. So let me have your thoughts. Thanks. Hey, and if you think about it, help an old dude out. Maybe hit the subscribe, like button. If you don't like anything that I'm doing or anything about me, just hit the dislike button twice and move on about your life. But you have a good day, and thanks for stopping by. Okay, good morning, happy people. This is the day after the video that this is appended to is shot. And one of the things that I need to make abundantly clear, I do not advocate violence, period. Okay? The thought of ending somebody's life over idiocy and arrogance on the water, it just doesn't make sense to me. And there may be other ways to handle the situation that does not include violence. I'm sitting here pacing my home office slash studio slash lab slash everything else, but I don't want to leave the impression that I'm advocating for violence to solve a problem. Now, on the other hand, violence solves problems. Don't, regardless of what your mom told you. It solves a lot of problems. But is this problem, is the only way to work this problem violence? And I don't think so. I don't think it fits. I think what's going to happen is the jackwad and either the navy blue or black boat, and I don't think it was him because he was kind of cool, kind of chill, went past me. It was the dude in the mint green that came horsing up past, and he was coming right at me. You can see the angle of his bow, and I turn this way away from him, and you can see his bow turn that way. Then I turn this way so that he can maybe go around me this way. Maybe he's wanting to be that side. But here's the problem. If dumbass would have kept going full on like he was, I should have just sat there. He had about 400 yards of oysters. They're about 1.5 feet under the water. I should have just let him come on. So every time I turned to get away from him, he kept pulling right at me. And again, I personally think that he came around the corner, saw the second boat, and didn't want to be seen as that guy and throttled back. And the unfortunate thing is that he has family on the boat. Both boats were full of families, and they were racing to the family-friendly sandbar. Wrap your mind around that. Family-friendly, and this douchebag is talking the way he was talking. So, like I said, I should have just sat where I was at. I mean, it was so shallow that I had to feather my fins, so they were just barely kicking. It was almost to the point where I was going to tie him up and paddle. And I should have just said, come on, dude. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I think in the absence of anything happening than somebody else getting hurt, I think he will win some stupid prizes. I think that he will F around long enough that he will find out. But again, do not take my content, my comments as to agree with violence. Okay, the situation has to fit, and it does not fit. There's no way that you can take that problem apart and put it back together and come up with, hey, the answer is violence. It's not. So give me your thoughts, and I just needed to pin that on there because I'm a staunch believer in liberty and rights, but I'm also a staunch believer in individual responsibility. And that's where the play stupid games, you win stupid prizes come in. So just wanted to add that. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hey, we're growing slowly but surely.